Hey Kendra, so great question. First off, I love the team atmosphere. One, I thrive in teams. I truly do. That's just my personality. I thrive in teams. So I knew early on I needed support systems and people around me in order to thrive. So my first hire was an assistant. I'm telling you right now, if you are thinking about a team and you don't have, one, a transaction coordinator and or an assistant, you're thinking wrong. I think there's so many models out there, and I'm gonna give you my model, but what I did with my model was I need an assistant. I shouldn't be confirming appointments. I shouldn't be following up with showing, requests and if someone can get into the house. I'm not showing up on listing feedback from. I'm not doing all this stuff, right? That's stuff an assistant should do. Now, what I find is a lot of agents want the team, and I'm not saying you, Kendra, but you want the team because we want. Oh, I feel like I need a team. It feels good. Everyone else has a team. It's like the topic of the year. I want to be on a team. I want to be part of a team. That's great. But what I would say is, you know what? Make sure you get an assistant first. First hire is always an assistant. And you delegate everything to your assistant that are non-income producing items. Helping people buy, helping people sell, and prospecting. Those are the only three things you should be doing. Now what happens is I find a lot of agents get an assistant and they're afraid to let go of that control, right? I want to do that, but I do it better. Stop. If they do it 80% as good as you did, it's good enough. They don't need to be 100%. If they were 100%, they wouldn't be an assistant to you. They wouldn't be on your team. They'd be doing it themselves. So be appreciative of the 80% producer as your assistant. And once you load him or her up and you actually find yourself, okay, I'm busy. I got 15 listings. Until you have 15 listings, I wouldn't get a buyer's agent. And my number 2 hire is a buyer's agent. So go assistant, then it goes to the buyer's agent. There's so many models. This is Tyler's model. This is how I found it was successful for me. And every model is different depending on what brokerage you're at, what region you're in, what city, all of the above. But what I would say is your number 1 hire is an assistant. Once you get 15 consistent listings that you have, you get a buyer's agent. Once you have a buyer's agent, you build on top of that. And you need to get your buyer's agent's referrals, and you need to show value. Let me give you an example. If I'm interviewing to be your buyer's agent, I'm gonna ask you, so why should I be your buyer's agent? What can you provide for me? Well, you know what? I'm at a great company. Blah, next. You need to provide value. I provided a lot of value. I had daily stand-ups with my team. I showed them what I was working on. I showed them how I get a lot of business. I would show them, guess what? When the phone rings, my assistant's gonna screen all the leads for you. She's gonna call you and she's gonna set the appointment for you because I had an assistant who was now their assistant and helping them, right? There was value. So what value are you gonna bring to this team? And you may not know that yet, right? You may not know what the value is, but what I'd say is get an assistant first, start creating that value so you can create your team. I'm not gonna go beyond giving you the listing coordinator and the field runner and the concierge. I think that's a little bit far from where we're at. I'm gonna do a whole series on how to go from hiring an assistant to having a 6, 7, 8 person team and then how to sell it. But for now, I think your first hire is the assistant and get the buyer's agent. I think that gives you enough to go off of to continue to build and get to your goal, which is to have a team. So good luck. I'll see you soon. Ciao.